guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be sharing 6 really simple soup recipes with you all. Now that it's coming into winter in the UK, it is definitely soup season. So I hope the recipes I'm going to share with you look as delicious on screen as they taste in real life. If you're watching me for the first time, I would love for you to hit that red button down below. Every single Sunday morning at 7 AM UK time, I post a brand new recipe video. So if you need a little bit of meal inspiration, then I would love for you to stick around and hit subscribe. So with all that said, I'm just going to jump straight on into my first soup. This first recipe is a mushroom and wild rice soup. The ingredients you're going to need for this soup are some portobello mushrooms, some long grain wild rice. I have got some creme fraiche, but you can use double cream or single cream, completely up to you. I've got some olive oil for sauteing, and then I've also got 1,000 ml of beef stock here. So what you want to start off by doing is getting a large saucepan and sauteing off your mushrooms in some olive oil until they are nice and tender. You then want to add in your rice and your beef stock as well. So I completely forgot to say that I also add 2 teaspoons of thyme to this soup. This is definitely a must in this soup as it adds so much flavour, and without it, it just doesn't quite taste the same. You want to bring everything up to the boil and then reduce your heat right down to a simmer. You then want to cover it over for 25 minutes to let your rice cook through thoroughly. After 25 minutes, you are then ready to add in your creme fraiche, mix everything through and enjoy. This is such a delicious soup. It's a little bit different because you've obviously got the rice in there as well, which makes it even more filling and delicious. For this next recipe, I'm going to share a Moroccan style soup, which is amazing. So the ingredients you need for this soup is 1 onion, some cumin, some lentils or some chickpeas, whatever you've got, 1 tin of chopped tomatoes, some rose harissa, and I've got 600 ml of veggie stock, some salt and pepper, and a little bit of oil here as well, just to fry off my onion. So as you can see, I have got some whole cumin here. So what I'm going to do in a mini blitzer, I'm going to dice up my onion, and I'm going to also add in this cumin as well. So if you've got cumin powder, then use that instead. If not, if you've got cumin like this, then just blitz it up with your onion as well. So what you want to start off by doing is just sauteing off your onion and your cumin for a couple of minutes. Once those have sauteed, you're then ready to add in your harissa paste and just cook for another minute or so. Then you want to add in your tomatoes, your lentils and your stock, as well as some salt and pepper, and then just let everything simmer away for a good 10 to 15 minutes, making sure all those yummy flavors are dispersed throughout the pan. And because I'm using lentils from the tin, they don't need to be cooking for very long because they're already nice and soft. But if you're using any other lentils, then just keep on cooking your soup until your lentils are nice and soft. If you are using the other lentils and you feel you might need a little bit more liquid, then just top up with a little bit more veggie stock, and that's it. That's your soup done. It is so simple, so quick and easy, and really, really delicious too. Next, I want to share a really cleansing tom yum soup. The ingredients for this soup that you're going to need is some pak choi. I actually got this little set, so it's a pak choi and shiitake mushroom set, but sometimes I put the mushrooms in, sometimes I don't. It's completely up to you. I've got some turkey mince here, but you can use pork mince, you can use beef mince, completely up to you, but today we're going to go with turkey mince. I've got a nub of ginger, I've got some rice noodles. I will use this whole thing of tom yum paste here as well because it just makes the soup amazing. And then I have got some chicken bone broth here. This is like my own homemade chicken stock that I made the other day. So there's 1,000 ml here, but I'll also add another 500 ml to this as well. So there'll be 1,500 ml of water in total. So what I'll start off by doing is getting my turkey mince, and I'm going to squish it in my hands, and I'm going to roll them into little balls. I'm going to do quite a few little balls, so we all get a good amount in our soup. I will then blitz up or grate my ginger as well and add that to the bottom of the pan with a little bit of oil and just fry that off a bit. I'll then add in my rolled up turkey balls and just brown those off. Once those are browned off, I will add in my tom yum paste and then just cook that through for a couple of minutes before adding all 1,500 ml of my stock. I will just let everything simmer away for a good 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'll add in my sliced up mushrooms. And then 5 minutes before I'm ready to serve, I'll add in my rice noodles and also my sliced pak choi. Let everything cook through a little, but I do want my pak choi to be a little bit al dente as well. And that's it. You're ready to serve your soup. It is so easy. As you can see, it's minimal ingredients, but it tastes delicious. This next recipe is a broccoli and potato soup. The ingredients that I've got for this soup is 1 onion, I've got 4 cloves of garlic, I've got 3 potatoes, a whole head of broccoli, a little bit of flour, I'll use about 50 grams of that, a knob of butter, some milk, I am using Oatly milk because we've run out of normal milk, I've got some cheese, and I've got 1,000 mils of chicken stock as well. So what I'm going to start off by doing is melting my butter in a large pot, and then I'm going to saute off my onion and garlic. I'm then going to add in about 50 grams of flour and just whisk everything together until it combines a little bit. While I'm stirring that, I will then slowly pour in my milk so that my flour mixture thickens up to a nice sort of paste. But I do want to make sure that I'm keeping it smooth at the same time. I will then add in 1,000 mils of chicken stock, some salt and pepper, and also my potatoes, which I will have kept the skins on but just cubed up. I'm then going to bring everything up to the boil and simmer it for a good sort of 10 minutes or so until the potatoes are almost cooked. While it's simmering, I'll keep on stirring occasionally, and then 5 minutes before I'm ready to serve, I will just add in my cut up broccoli, let that cook for a little bit. I don't want to cook that for too long, so I want it to be a little bit al dente when I serve this soup. We like to have this soup chunky, but if you want to, you could blitz this soup down. It's just as nice both ways, but if you've got kids that are fussy eaters and they don't want to see the broccoli, then I would suggest blitzing it up. And then to serve, I just like to sprinkle some cheese on top, and then it's ready. Next up, we've got a really simple chicken soup. The ingredients for this soup that you're going to need is some chicken, obviously, because it's chicken soup. But what I have got here is I've just got some leftover chicken. We had a roast, so I have just got some leftover chicken from that. If you have just 2 chicken breasts, then just shred them up once they're cooked, and that'll just be the same as this. And then I made my own chicken stock here as well. So I just kept the bones from the chicken when I cooked it, and I boiled them up and made my own chicken stock. So I'll just top this up with some extra water to make it 1,000 mils. I've got some parsley, mine's dried, you can use dried or fresh, 2 carrots, 2 sticks of celery, 1 onion, some flour, and some butter as well. So what you want to start off by doing is just melting your butter in a saucepan and then popping your onions, your celery, and your carrots in there to soften. As you can see, I've cut my carrots and my celery up quite small so that they're just nice little cubes in my soup. Once those have softened, I'm then going to stir in about 50 grams of butter, and I'll just cook that through for a couple of moments. By adding in your flour, you're just going to thicken up your soup a little bit so that when you do pour in your stock, it's going to thicken as well. And then I'll add in my full 1,000 mils of chicken stock and just bring the whole mixture to the boil, stirring as I do this. I'll also add in some salt and pepper as well, and then I'm going to reduce my mixture to a simmer and simmer for about 10 minutes or so, or until all your vegetables are nice and tender. With about 5 minutes left to go, I'm then going to just add in my chicken. You also then want to add in your parsley and warm that through so my chicken is really nice and hot all the way through. And that's pretty much it. That's all you need to do for this soup. It's really, really quick and easy. You can use any veggies in here that you would like. These are just veggies that I always have in my fridge, but it's a really versatile and delicious soup. And lastly, I want to share a creamy butternut squash recipe with you all. The ingredients for this soup are really, really minimal. You've got 1 butternut squash, a whole onion, 3 cloves of garlic. I've got 1,000 mil of, this is chicken stock, but you can use veg stock if you want to make this vegetarian. And then I'm also going to be mixing through some creme fraiche in here at the end. So basically all you want to do is just slice up your onion, your garlic, and your butternut squash. I blitz this soup down, so it doesn't matter how I cut everything up because it's all going to get pureed at the end. Once I sweat those off a little bit, I then add in my chicken stock. I'm also going to add some salt and pepper to this as well, and I just let everything simmer away for a good 15 to 20 minutes, or until my butternut squash is completely cooked through. I then blitz that all down with my handheld blitzer so it makes a nice smooth soup. Then with the creme fraiche, you can do one of 2 things. You can either mix it through in your pot so that it's completely combined in your soup, or you can dish up your soup and then just spoon some of the creme fraiche over the top to make it look pretty. Sometimes we also serve this soup with some crispy bacon and some croutons as well. That just takes it to the next level, but it's also just as delicious, just like this. So that's it. Those are my 6 simple soup recipes that I wanted to share with you all. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you did, so I know to make more just like this. Let me know if you try any of these soups and what you think of them. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.